Tulsi Maharani Jaya, Vrinda Devi Jaya, Tulsi Maharani Jaya, Vrinda Devi. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada. Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Need some water when you're done. Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Om Gyana Tirmanda Shakinanjana Shalakaya Chakshuru Militam Yena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Vishesha Sunyu Pashyata Deshadadine Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Vir Krishna Das Goswami Niti Namine Namo Hamsane Kashaya Prabhupada Prayate Sudrita Sudina Sangam Tashivaki. Today's the reading of the Chaitanya Charitamrita. We read every Saturday about the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya and his associates. And we're picking up where we left off in the Madhya Lila. This is 20. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu instructs Sanatana Goswami. And starting with text 353. Please forgive me, I'm a little bit sick. I went to Houston and I think the plane probably was very full of sick people coming back. Trying to get over that. Sarvagya Munira Vakya Shastra Paramana Amasaba Jivera Haya Sastra Dvara Dhyana. The Vedic literature is composed by the omniscient Maha Muni Vyasadeva, are evidence of all spiritual existence. Only through these revealed scriptures can all conditioned souls attain knowledge. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Foolish people try to concoct knowledge by manufacturing something in their brains. This is not the real way of knowledge. Knowledge is Shabda Pramana, evidence from the Vedic literature. Srila Vyasadeva is called Mahamuni. He is also known as Veda Vyas because he has compiled so many Shastras. He has divided the Vedas into 4 divisions: Sama, Rig, Yajur, and Atharva. He has expanded the Vedas into 18 Puranas and has summarized Vedic knowledge in the Vedanta Sutra. He also compiled the Mahabharata, which is accepted as the 5th Veda. The Bhagavad Gita is contained within the Mahabharata. Therefore, the Bhagavad Gita is also Vedic literature, Smriti. Some of the Vedic literatures are called Shrutis and some are called Smritis. Srila Rupa Goswami recommends in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Canto 1, Chapter 2, Text 101, Sruti Smriti Puranadi Pancharatra Vidim Vina Aikantiki Harir Bhaktir Utpatayaiva Kalpate. Unless one refers to Shastra, Shruti, Smriti, Purana, and so on, one's spiritual activity simply disturbs society. There is no king or government to check people, and therefore society has fallen into a chaotic condition as far as spiritual understanding is concerned. Taking advantage of this chaotic condition, many rascals have appeared and proclaimed themselves incarnations of God. As a result, the entire population is indulging in sinful activities such as illicit sex, intoxication, gambling, and meat eating. Out of many sinful people, many so-called incarnations of God are emerging. This is a very regrettable situation, especially in India. Yes, and we know also in America, there's even less God consciousness. Everybody's concocting whatever they think feels good, or how they, what they understand from who knows where. They're just concocting so many things. And at least I will say in India, there's many so-called incarnations of God still today, but that's not the case here. Nobody proclaims anything about God. In America, they say God is dead. Text 354. Avatara nahi kae ami avatara muni sabajani kare lakshana vichara. An actual incarnation of God never says, I am God, or I am an incarnation of God. The great sage Vyasadeva, knowing all, has already recorded the characteristics of the avatars in the Shastra. Purport. In this verse, it is clearly stated that a real incarnation of God never claims to be a real incarnation. According to the symptoms described in the Shastra, one can understand who is an avatara and who is not. We know even Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wouldn't admit that he was the Lord. He very vehemently opposed whenever that was suggested. Text 355. Yashavatara gyaryanti sariresha shriririna taitar atulyati shayar viryar dehi svagan vasangati. Translation. The Lord does not have a material body, yet he descends among human beings in his transcendental body as an incarnation. Therefore, it is very difficult for us to understand who is an incarnation. Only by his extraordinary prowess and uncommon activities which are impossible for embodied living entities, can one partially understand the incarnation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Purport, this is a quotation from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 10, Text 34. Only by pure devotional service to the Lord can one begin to know a little bit about the Supreme Personality of Godhead, His activities, His the signs and symbols. Swarupa Lakshana Ratatashta Lakshana Edui Lakshane Vastu Jane Munigana. By two symptoms, personal characteristics and marginal characteristics, the great sages can understand an object. Akriti Prakriti Swarupa Swarupa Lakshana Karyadvara Jana Etatashta Lakshana. Bodily features, nature, and form are the personal characteristics. Knowledge of his activities provides the marginal characteristics. Bhagavata Rambe Vyasa Mangala Charane Parameshvara Narupila Edui Lakshane. In the auspicious invocation at the beginning of the Srimad Bhagavatam, Srila Vyasadeva has described the Supreme Personality of Godhead by these symptoms. Janmadyasya yato nvadvad itaratas karteshvadi janasvaratene brahma hridayadi kavaye muyanti yat suraya tejovari mridam yata Vinimayo yatra tri sargom risha damna svena sada nirasta kuhakam satyam param dimahi. O my Lord, Sri Krishna, son of Vasudeva, O all-pervading personality of Godhead, I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. I meditate upon Lord Sri Krishna because he is the absolute truth and the primeval cause of all causes of the creation, sustenance, and destruction of the manifested universes. He is directly and indirectly conscious and of all manifestations, and he is independent because there is no other cause beyond him. It is he only who first imparted the Vedic knowledge unto the heart of Brahmaji, the original living being. By him, even the great sages and demigods are placed into illusion, as one is bewildered by the illusory representations of water seen in fire or land seen on water. Only because of him do the material universes, temporarily manifested by the reactions of the three modes of nature, appear factual, although they are unreal. I therefore meditate upon him, Lord Sri Krishna, who is eternally existent in the transcendental abode, which is forever free from the illusory representations of the material world. I meditate upon him, for he is the absolute truth. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. This verse, quoted from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 1, Text 1, links the Srimad Bhagavatam with the Vedanta Sutra with the words Janmadyasya yata. It is stated that the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vasudeva, is the absolute truth beyond the material creation. This has been accepted by all acharyas. Even Sankaracharya, the most elevated impersonalist, says in the beginning of his commentary on the Bhagavad Gita, Narayanaya paro vyaktat. When this material creation is not yet manifested from the Mahat Tattva, it is called avakya. And when it is demonstrated from that total energy, it is called vyakta. Narayan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is beyond this vyakta avayakta, manifested and unmanifested material nature. This is the chief qualification of the Supreme Personality of Godhead when he assumes a particular incarnation. Krishna tells Arjuna that although they took birth many, many times before, Krishna remembers everything about his previous appearances, but Arjuna does not remember. Since Krishna is beyond the cosmic creation, he is in the exalted position of being able to remember everything in the past. Everything within the cosmic creation has a material body, but Krishna, being beyond the material cosmic creation, always has a spiritual body. He imparted Vedic knowledge into the heart of Brahma. Although Brahma is the most important and exalted personality within this universe, he could not remember what he did in his past life. Krishna had to remind him through the heart. When Lord Brahma was thus inspired, he was able to create the entire universe. Remembering everything about the past and inspiring Lord Brahma to create are vivid examples of the characteristics called Swarupa Lakshana and Tatashta Lakshana. And we know as we read more about Krishna in our bhakti practice that there's so many inconceivable qualities of Krishna. And in finding out more about Krishna, we can understand a little bit more about ourselves. You know, we can't really remember what we were doing last Friday at this time. You know, last week we can't really understand what our position is quite yet. We're trying to serve the Lord, to understand those things. But the wonderful thing that Prabhupada is describing here is that Krishna in the heart is there, and once we start to try and connect with him, Krishna will always reciprocate. You know, he'll actually give us the knowledge by which we can understand him a little bit more, understand ourselves and our positions a little bit more, and also guide us within the heart as Chaita Guru. He's in the heart of every living entity. He conducts the wanderings of every living being. And that's a wonderful and very relieving reminder that we're not alone in this world. We're actually, we're in touch with Krishna as bhakti practitioners, and so we can actually be in touch with Krishna whenever we'd like through the chanting of Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And so many other ways, but that's our primary means of self-realization, is the chanting of the Maha Mantra. And then Sri Nama Prabhu appears on our tongue and connects that with Paramatma in our heart, and we're able to proceed with a little more confidence in this world. Beautiful purport by Prabhupada. Text 360. Shloke param sabde Krishna nirupana satyam sabde kahe tanra swarupa lakshana. And let's remember swarupa lakshana is the personal characteristics, and the tatastha lakshana are the marginal characteristics. In this invocation from Srimad Bhagavatam, the word param indicates Lord Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and the word Satyam indicates his personal characteristics. Vishvasrishyadi kaila veda brahmaki paidaila atar atabhidyana swarupa sakte maya durakaila. In that same verse it is stated that the Lord is the creator, maintainer, and annihilator of the cosmic manifestation, and that he enabled Lord Brahma to create the universe by infusing him with the knowledge of the Vedas. It is also stated that the Lord has full knowledge, directly and indirectly, that he knows past, present, and future, and that his personal energy is separate from Maya, the illusory energy. I think sometimes we forget that, you know, when we're here in this material world and we're getting so many external cues, that many times it is Maya. And as bhakti practitioners, we have the luxury or the great boon of actually being able to twist that around, question it, and be in touch with Krishna through his holy names, through Super Soul within, and through worshiping the deities and the 9 processes of devotional service, so we can try and separate out the illusory energy from Krishna's pure manifested energies. Text 362. Esaba karya tanra tatashta lakshana anyana vatara che jane muni gana. All these activities are his marginal characteristics. Great saintly persons understand the incarnation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead by the indications of the two characteristics known as Swarupa and Tatashta. All the incarnations of Krishna should be understood in this way. We've heard Maya called Tatashta Shakti, and that's the external, or the, Maya works for Krishna. That's not necessarily his direct energy, right? Text 363. Avatara kale haya jagate gochara e dui lakshane kaiha janaye ishvara. At the time of their appearance, the incarnations of the Lord are known in the world because people can consult the Shastras to understand an incarnation's chief characteristics known as Swarupa and Tatashta. In this way, the incarnations become known to great saintly persons. Sanatana kahe yate ishvara lakshana pitavarna karya premadana sankirtana. Sanatana Goswami said, the color of the personality in whom the characteristic of the Lord are found is yellowish. His activities include the distribution of love of Godhead and the chanting of the holy name. Let me repeat that. The color of the personality in whom the characteristics of the Lord are found is yellowish. We're speaking here about Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who's yellowish or golden in feature, and all of his personality traits are on display in that incarnation of the Lord. Kali kale se Krishna vatara nishchaya sudrida karya kaha yauka samsaya. The incarnation of Krishna for this age is indicated by these symptoms. Please confirm this definitely so that all my doubts will go away. Purport. Sanatana Goswami wanted to confirm the fact that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the incarnation of Krishna for this age. According to the Shastra in Kali Yuga, the Lord would assume a golden or yellow color and would distribute love of Krishna and the Sankirtan movement. In accordance with the Shastra and saintly persons, these characteristics were vividly displayed by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and it was therefore clear that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was an incarnation of Krishna. He was confirmed by the Shastras, and his characteristics were accepted by saintly people. Since Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu could not escape Sanatana Goswami's argument, he remained silent on this point, and thereby indirectly accepted Sanatana's statement. By this, we can clearly understand that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was a direct incarnation of Lord Krishna. And so many other times before this, when he was asked, he would vehemently deny, cover his ears and run away. He didn't want to have anybody saying anything about his position. Very exemplary mood of humility. But now Sanatana Goswami has kind of cornered him in this discussion, whereby Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu just stayed silent. And, if someone is, if you're in a discourse or even sometimes an argument with somebody, when there's silence, what that confers is that the other person is right, or they're not going to argue or protest about these points. Text 366. Prabhu kahe chaturali chada sanatana shakta vishavatara suna vivarana. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu replied, O Sanatana, you must give up your intelligent tricks. Now just try to understand the description of the Shaktavesh avatars. Shakta Vishavaratara Krishnera Ashankya Ganana Digdarashana Kari Mukha Mukhya Jana. There are unlimited Shaktavesh avatars of Lord Krishna. Let me describe the chief among them. Shaktavesha Dui Rupa Mukhya Gauna Deki Sakshat Saktye Avatara Abhashe Vibhuti Liki. Empowered incarnations are of two types, primary and secondary. The primary ones are directly empowered by the Supreme Personality of Godhead and are called incarnations. The secondary ones are indirectly empowered by the Supreme Personality of Godhead and are called Vibhuti. Sanakadi Narada Prithu Parashurama Jivarupa Brahmara Aveshavatara Nama. Some Shaktavesh avatars are the four Kumaras, Narada, Maharaj Prithu, and Parashuram. When a living being is empowered to act as Lord Brahma, he is also considered a Shaktavesh avatara. Vaikunte Shesha Dhara Dharaye Ananta E Mukyave Sha Avatara Vishtare Nahi Anta. Lord Shesha in the spiritual world of Vaikuntha and in the material world, Lord Ananta, who carries innumerable planets on his hoods, are two primary empowered incarnations. There is no need to count the others, for they are unlimited. Sanakadye Jnana Shakti Narade Shakti Bhakti Brahmaya Sristi Shakti Anante Buddharana Shakti. The power of knowledge was invested in the four Kumaras, and the power of devotional service was invested in Narada. The power of creation was invested in Lord Brahma, and the power to carry innumerable planets was invested in Lord Ananta. Shesha Svasevana Shakti Pritute Palana Parashurame Dusta Nishaka Virya Sancharana. The Supreme Personality of Godhead invested the power of personal service in Lord Shesha, and he invested the power to rule the earth in King Prithu. Lord Parashurama received the power to kill rogues and miscreants. Purport. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 4, text 8, Paritranaya sadunam vinashaya chaduskritam. Sometimes the Lord invests his power to rule in a king like Prithu and enables such a king to kill rogues and miscreants. He also invests his power in incarnations like Parashuram. Jnana Shaktari Kalaya Yatra Visto Janardana Tavesha Nigadyante Jiva Eva Mahatama. Whenever the Lord is present in someone by portions of his various potencies, the living entity representing the Lord is called a Shaktavesh avatara, that is, an incarnation invested with special power. Purport. This verse is found in the Lagu Bhagavatamrita, Canto 1, text 18. Vibhuti kahiye yaiche gita ikadase jagat vyapila Krishna shakta bhashaveshe. As explained in the 11th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna has spread himself all over the universe and many personalities through specific powers known as Vibhuti. The expansion of specific Maya powers is explained in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Second Canto, Chapter 7, Text 39. Yad yad vibhuti mat sattvam srimad urjitam eva va tadad eva va gachatvam mama tejo myasha sambhavan. Know that all opulent, beautiful, and glorious creations spring from but a spark of my splendor. This is a statement made by Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita, 10th chapter, text 41. Atatava bahunaitena kim gyatena tavarjuna vistabhyahamidam krishnam ekam sena stito jagat. But what need is there, Arjuna, for all this detailed knowledge? With a single fragment of myself, I pervade and support this entire universe. This is also a statement made by Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 10, text 42. Aita kahilun shaktaveshavatara balya pauganda dharmera sunahavichara. Thus I have explained specifically empowered incarnations. Now please hear about the characteristics of Lord Krishna's childhood, boyhood, and youth. We can see Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is still attempting to dilute or smooth out the fact that the Supreme Personality of Godhead himself is sitting in front of Sanatana Goswami because, the mood wouldn't be the same between him and Sanatana Goswami. So he's rounding it all out, talking about all of his incarnations. Kishora Sekara Dharmi Vrajendra Nandana Prakata Lila Karibareya Bekaramana. As the son of Maharaj Nanda, Lord Krishna is by nature the paragon of Kishora, youth. He chooses to exhibit his pastimes at that age. Adau prakata karaya mata pita bhakta gane pache prakata haya janmadika lilakrame. For his personal appearance, the Lord causes some of his devotees to appear as his mother, father, and intimate associates. He then appears later as if he were taking birth and growing from a baby to a child and gradually into youth. Vayaso vivadatvepi sarva bhakti rasaraya dharmi kishora evatra nitya lila vilashavan. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is internally enjoying himself, and he is the shelter of all kinds of devotional service. Although his ages are various, his age, known as Kishora, pre-youth, is best of all. This verse is found in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Canto 2, Chapter 1, Text 63. So we're hearing about these pastimes that, Krishna is eternally youthful. He's always appears in and around 16 years old, we hear. But these pastimes of the Kishora age were specifically performed as the Damodar Leela to give great pleasure to so many devotees and to engage all facets of his associates to take part in those pastimes, which are the sweetest. Text 381. Putana vadadi yata lila shane shane sabalila nitya prakata kare anukrame. When Lord Krishna appears, from moment to moment he exhibits his different pastimes, beginning with the killing of Putana. All these pastimes are eternally being demonstrated one after another. Ananta brahmada tarana hika ganana Kona lila kona brahmande haya prakatana. The consecutive pastimes of Krishna are being manifested in one of the innumerable universes moment after moment. There is no possibility of counting the universes, but in any case, some pastime of the Lord is being manifested at every moment in one universe or another. So they're going on right now. Even Damodar Leela is going on right now. I
when I think about all the different, we've heard this before when we think about all the different pastimes, so many, such a rich tapestry of pastimes all over innumerable universes. They're all going on at one moment or another. And we can take heart in knowing that even though they're not appearing on this planet currently, we can actually access those pastimes just by hearing and reading about them and chanting and worshiping and remembering them, actually. E mata sabalila yena ganga dhara sheshe lila prakata kare vrajendra kumara. Thus the Lord pastimes are like the flowing Ganges water. In this way, all the pastimes are manifested by the son of Nanda Maharaj. Grame balya pauganda kashorata prapti rasadi lila kare kashore nityastiti. Lord Krishna exhibits his pastimes of childhood, boyhood, and pre-youth. When he reaches pre-youth, he continues to exist eternally to perform his rasa dance and other pastimes. Purport. The comparison made here is very interesting. Krishna does not grow like an ordinary human being, even though he exhibits his pastimes of childhood, boyhood, and pre-youth. When he reaches the age of pre-youth, Kaishora, he does not grow any older. He simply remains in his Kaishora age. He is therefore described in the Brahma Samhita, chapter 5, text 33, as Navayovana. Advaita Machuta Manandiranantarupa Madhyam Purusham Navayovanam Cha Vedeshu Dulabam Adulabam Atma Bhakto Govindamari Purusham Tamam Bhajami. This Navayovana, or pre-youth, is the eternal, transcendental form of Krishna. Krishna never grows older than Navayovana. Text 385. Nitya lila Krishnera sarva shastre kaya pujite na pare lila ke mane nitya haya. Descriptions of Krishna's eternal pastimes are in all the revealed scriptures, but one cannot understand how they are continuing eternally. Dristanta diya kahi tabe loka yarijane Krishna lila nitya jyotishchara brahmane. Let me give an example by which people may understand Lord Krishna's eternal pastimes. An example can be found in the zodiac. Jostish chakre surya yena viri ratri dine sapta dvipambudi langi vira krame krame. The sun moves across the zodiac day and night and crosses the oceans between the 7 islands, one after the other. Ratri dine haya shashti danda parimana tina sahasra chaya sata palataramana. According to Vedic astronomical calculations, the rotation of the sun consists of 60 dandas, and it is divided into 3,600 palas. Suryodaya haiti shashti pala kramodaya seka danda sta dandae praharahaya. The sun rises in steps consisting of 60 palas. 60 palas equal 1 danda, and 8 dandas comprise 1 prahara. Eka dui tina chari prahere astahaya chari prahara ratri gela puna suryodaya. The day and the night are divided into 8 praharas, 4 belonging to the day and 4 belonging to the night. After 8 praharas, the sun rises again. Aiche Krishnera lila mandala chauda manvantare Brahmanda Mandala Vyapi Krame Krame Fire. Just as there is an orbit of the sun, there is an orbit of Krishna's pastimes, which are manifested one after the other. During the lifetime of 14 Manus, this orbit expands through all the universes and gradually it returns. Thus Krishna moves with his pastimes through all the universes, one after another. So it's just a infinity constant rotation of the pastimes. Yeah, there's no way to measure it. It's just constant. It's always, always, always moving, which moves the universe in turn. And that's also a big relief for those of us on this quite, I'll say, not so enjoyable rock known as the Earth planet in this material world. We can take heart to know that always Krishna's pastimes are going on. They're always rotating. They're being weaved into the universe in ways we cannot fully understand, but we're reading and hearing and chanting and remembering those pastimes. So it's quite helpful to actually have that that reassurance of this. Sayoya sata vatsara krishnera prakata prakasha tahayaiche vrajapure karila vilasha. Krishna remains within a universe for 125 years, and he enjoys his pastimes both in Vrindavan and Dwarka. Alata chakre prayase lila chakra fire savalila sabha brahmande krame udaya kare. The cycle of his pastimes turns like a wheel of fire. Thus Krishna exhibits his pastimes one after the other in every universe. Janma balya pauganda kaishora prakasha Bhutana vadari kari maushalanta vilasha. Krishna's pastimes, appearance, childhood, boyhood, and youth, all are manifested, beginning with the killing of Putana, extending to the end of the Masalya Leela, the annihilation of the Yadu dynasty. All of these pastimes are rotating in every universe, 125 years. Kona brahmande kona lilara haya vastana tata lila nitya kahe agama purana. Since all Krishna's pastimes are taking place continuously at every moment, some pastime is existing in one universe or another. Consequently, these pastimes are called eternal by the Vedas and Puranas. Goloka Gokula Dam Vibhu Krishna Sama Krishnechaya Brahmada Ganeta Hara Sankrama. The spiritual abode known as Goloka, which is a pasturing land for Sarabi cows, is as powerful and opulent as Krishna. By the will of Krishna, the original Goloka and Gokula Dhams are manifested with him in all the universes. Ataiva Goloka stane nitya vihara brahmanda gane krame prakatya tahara. The eternal pastimes of Krishna are continuously taking place in the original Goloka Vrindavan planet. These same pastimes are gradually manifested within the material world in each and every Brahmanda. Purport. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur elucidates this complicated explanation of Krishna's pastimes. Krishna's pastimes are always present in the material world in one of the many universes. Haribol. These pastimes appear in the universes one after another, just as the sun moves across the sky and measures the time. Krishna's appearance may be manifested in this universe as one moment, and immediately after his birth, this pastime is manifested in the next universe. After his killing of Putana is manifested in this universe, it is next manifested in another universe. Thus, all the pastimes of Krishna are eternally existing both in the original Goloka Vrindavan planet and in the material universes. Haribol. Yeah. as the purport's only about a third of the way done by Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. But in the meantime, we can just focus. We can think about some favorite Krishna pastime, and we can just remember that always. Keep it in our heart and know that it's existing, it's happening somewhere right now. All glories to Sri Sri Radha Goloka Nanda. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami. Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami. Govindam
Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami. Enam Kanvandam Aravindanalayataptam Varhavatam Samasitam Buddhasundaranam Kandar Bhagom Vidamaniya Vishesha Shobha.
Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami.
Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami. Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami. Andani Yasa Sakalen Priya Priti Manti Asyan Dipan Dikayanti Chiram Naganti Ananda Chinmaya Sadhu Jala Vigrahasya
Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami.
Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami. Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami. Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami. Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami. Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami.
Nandana Brajaparanaga Rana Janakana Yasomati Nandana Namaranagara Gokula Ranjanakana Gopi Paranadana Madana Manohara Gopi Paranadana Madana Manohara Gopi Paranadana Madana Manohara Gopi Dana Manohara Kaliya Damana Vidana Kaliya Damana Kaliya Damana Vidana Kaliya Namam Namalahari Namamiya Vilasa Amalahari Namamiya Vilasa Amalahari Namamiya Vilasa Namamiya Vilasa Vipinam Purandara Navina Nagara Baro Vamsivadana Subhasa Viminam Mandara Navina Nagara Baro Vamsivadana Vasa Vipinam Purandara Navina Nagara Bara Vamsivadana Subhasa Vipinam Purandara Navina Vamsivadana Subhasa Rajajana Palana Surakula Nashana Rajavana Palana Surakula Nashana Rajajana Palana Surakula Nashana Rajana Palana Nashana Nanda Godana Rakovala Nanda Rakovala Nanda Godana Rakovala Nanda Rakovala Govinda Madhava Navanira Taskara Govinda Madhava Navanira Taskara Govinda Madhava Navanira Taskara Govinda Madhava Navanira Taskara Sundarananda Gopala Sundarananda Gopala Sundarananda Gopala Sundarananda Gopala Yamuna Tatachara Gopi Vasanahara Rasarasika Kripa Moya Tatachara Gopi Vasanahara Rasarasika Kripa Moya Yamuna Tatachara Gopi Vasanahara Rasarasika Kripa Moya Yamuna Tatachara Gopi Vasanahara Rasarasika Kripa Moya Sri Radha Vallabha Vrindavana Natapara 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 Bhakti Vinodashraya Bhakti Vinodashraya Bhakti Vinodashraya Bhakti Vinodashraya Yasomati Nandana Brajaparanagara Gokula Ranjana Janakana Yasamati Nandana Brajabaranagara Janakalam Amala Harinamami Avilasa Amala Harinamami Avilasa Amala Harinamami Avilasa Amala Harinamami Avilasa Govinda Madhava Navanira Taskara Govinda Madhava Navanira Taskara Shri Radha Vallabha Vrindavana Natabara Shri Radha Vrindavana Natabara Bhakati Vinoda Shraya Bhakati Vinoda Shraya Bhakati Vinoda Shraya Bhakati Vinoda Shraya Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Radha Golokananda Radha Golokananda Radhe 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 Jaya Giri Govardhan Giri Govardhan Giri Govardhan Jaya Giri Govardhan Jaya Giri Govardhan Giri Govardhan Jaya Giri Govardhan Jaya Giri Govardhan Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Shri Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Shri Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Shri Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Shri Radhe Srila Prabhupada ki jai Shri Shri Gaurnitai ki jai Shri Shri Radha Golokananda ki jai. Lord Krishna is beloved son of Yasoda, transcendental lover in the land of Braj, the delight of Gokula, known by the nickname Kana, the wealth of the lives of the gopis, the attractor of Cupid, and punisher of the serpent Kaliya. These pure holy names of Lord Hari are full of sweet nectarian pastimes. Lord of the 12 forests of Braj, ever youthful, the best of lovers, player of the flute, an excellent dresser, protector of the inhabitants of Braj, destroyer of demoniac dynasties, keeper and tender of Nanda's cows, giver of pleasure to cows, land, and spiritual senses, husband of the goddess of fortune, butter thief, and the beautiful little cowherd boy of Nanda Maharaj, wanderer on the Yamuna riverbanks, thief of the garments of the gopis, enjoyer of the mellows of the rasa dance, very merciful, lover and beloved of Sri Radha, the great dancer of Vrindavan, and the only shelter of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur ki jai. And there's Harinam Sankirtan today in Chapel Hill, 1:30 to 3:30 at the post office on Franklin Street. It's going to be a beautiful day, and there's going to be lots of people out because they're playing a football game today. So please come, 1:30 to 3:30 in Chapel Hill at the post office on Franklin Street. Chaito Darpanam Marjanam Bhava Mahadavagni Nirvapanam Shreya Kairavya Chandrikavitaranam Vidyavadu Jivanam Nandam Buddhi Vardhanam Pratipanam Pranamrita Swadanam Sarvatma Snapanam Sri Krishna Sankirtanam Nam Namakari Bahuda Nija Sarva Shaktis Tatrapi Amita Smarane Nakala. Such a dreamy outfit. Urdaiva Midrishami Hajjani Nanuraga Trinada Pi Sunichena Tarora Pi Suhishuna Amani Namana Pedena Kirtaniya Sadahari Nadanam Najanam Nasundarim Kavitam Va Jagadisha Kamaye Mama Janmani Janmani Ishvare Bhavatad Bhaktir Hoitaki Twai Kainanda Tanuja Kinkaram Patitam Mam Vishame Bhavam Buddha Kripayata Vabada Pankada Duli Sadrashim Vachintaya Nayanam Gladashu Daraya Varanam Gadgarudaya Gira Pulakarnishitam Vapukada Tavanamagrahane Bhavishyati Yugayatam Namishena Chakshusha Haritam Shunayatam Jagat Sarvam Govindam Virahename Ashlisha Vapadamritam Anastumam Adarshanam Marma Takarotuva Yatatatava Vidadatu Lantamat Pranatastu Saipara. Victory to Krishna Sankirtan, which cleanses the heart of all dust accumulated for years and extinguishes the fire of conditional life of repeated birth and death. This Sankirtan movement is the prime benediction for humanity at large because it spreads the rays of the benediction moon. It is bliss, and it enables us the nectar for which. Oh, my Lord, congregational chanting of your holy name alone render all benediction to living beings. You have hundreds and millions of names like Krishna and Govinda. In these transcendental names, you have invested all your transcendental energies. There are not even hard and fast rules for chanting these names. Oh, my Lord, out of kindness, you enable us to easily approach you by your holy names, but I am so unfortunate that I have no attraction for them. One should chant the holy name of the Lord in a humble state of mind, thinking oneself lower than the straw on the street. One should be more tolerant than a tree. It's a false prestige. In a mind, one can chant the holy name of the Lord. I have no desire to accumulate wealth, nor do I want any number of followers. I only want your birth. Krishna, yet somehow or other I've fallen in the ocean of birth and death. Up from this ocean of death and place me as one of the atoms at your lotus feet. Oh, my Lord, when will my eyes be decorated with tears of love flowing constantly when I chant your holy name? When will my voice choke up? And when will the hairs of my body stand on end at the recitation of your name?